As a 27-year-old man, I found it very comforting to discover how excited I was there was going to be a new Christopher Robin film. I loved Winnie the Pooh growing up as a kid, and as it turns out, I still do love the silly old bear now. But does the new Disney live-action film live up to the legend? Let's find out. Hey up guys! So today's film up for discussion is Christopher Robin, which is directed by Mark Forster and stars Ewan McGregor as the, as Pooh would say, all grown up version of Christopher Robin. In a similar vein to Steven Spielberg's film Hook, this film is about young Christopher Robin who, at the start of this film, is young and carefree, who just spends his days happily playing with his teddy bear pals, Winnie the Pooh, Piglette, Tigger, Eeyore, and the others. And then one day he's shipped off to boarding school, and this is the start of his journey to adulthood, in which his innocence and his imagination starts to slip away from him. We then flash forward through the years, and now Christopher Robin is all grown up, he's middle-aged, he's got a wife called Evelyn, played by Hayley Atwell, he has a daughter called Madeline, who's played by Bronte Carmichael, and he's also now working an unsatisfactory job for this Winslow luggage company, who are looking to downsize the company in order to keep it afloat. And guess whose job it is to quench the numbers or fire a bunch of people in order to make that happen? Yep, Christopher Robin. The message is, kids, don't grow up. It's a trap. So yeah, this job has made him a bit more cynical and bitter and dull, and his family is paying the price for it because he has to spend so much time at work that yeah, he doesn't get to relish his home life with his wife and daughter. They're especially miffed when Christopher tells his family that he won't be joining them for this little weekend getaway to this cottage in the country. So yeah, the character of Christopher Robin is a bit lost, but simultaneously, the character of Pooh is also lost. He's still at 100 Acre Woods, but he's somehow lost all his friends, so yeah, the two of them need each other to help find what it is they're missing. Pooh is friends, and Christopher Robin a satisfaction of his adult life. Together they head back to 100 Acre Wood, where they hope to find their friends, and they encounter woozles and heffalumps, and yeah, Christopher Robin finds his inner child again. So what did I think of this film then? Well, let's start off with the positives, okay? First of all, this is a very, very, very sweet film, and all the characters are wonderful. Ewan McGregor gives a terrific performance. He really manages to capture the disappointment of middle age, and also when he finally starts to recapture his childhood spirit again, you can really feel the joy seeping into him, and yeah, he captures that feeling of reliving your youth again very well. That's a very superb performance. Also, when you consider, you know, he wasn't really acting with a lot of people in this film, he was mainly acting with CG characters, you can really believe that the friendship between him and Pooh is very authentic, and yeah, it's very charming, very believable. So he's done a very good job here. Also, the voice work in this is fantastic. Again, Jim Cummings is just so wonderful to listen to as Winnie the Pooh, and Tigger. He's just got that lovely, soft-spoken, gentle, sweet, autumnal voice that's just so easy on the eardrums, and it's lovable. And of course, he does the Tigger song as well, which is great. The special effects in this are fantastic too. The CGI teddy bear characters, Winnie the Pooh, Piglette, Tigger, Eeyore, they all look incredible. Like, the fraying of the fabric on Piglette's ears, or the fact that the stripes on Tigger are sort of faded, and the button eyes of Winnie the Pooh, the minor details of them are just so beautiful, they're so wonderfully crafted, and you really believe that they're there, and you do feel that connection with them whilst you're watching these characters. Yeah, the special effects in this are terrific. And now let's talk about the negatives of this film. Whilst this film does have charm, it does feel a little bit dry in places. Like, there are some points where it does feel noticeably slow, and I think even kids will pick up on this. But I guess the main problem that I have with this film is that I couldn't quite understand what the target audience was for it. Was it aimed at kids or was it aimed at adults? Because on the surface, it very much looks like a kids' film because it's about Christopher Robin and stuffed toys and him rediscovering his childhood. There's a lot of whimsy and fun and potential for slapstick there. But when I watched it, this was really a character study of a grown-up Christopher Robin going through an existential crisis, which is something that parents would be more accustomed to watching and feel like they could relate to. But yeah, the problem is that it doesn't really feel like it's really appealing to either target audience, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel emotionally nuanced enough for parents to gauge with it as a heart-tugging film, but also it doesn't feel slapsticky enough for kids to enjoy. I was at a screening with lots of kids, parents and grandparents, and there really wasn't that much laughter watching this, which sort of evidences the fact that I don't think this film knows what the target audience was going for. If it was trying to please both parents and kids, it doesn't really hit either of those marks, I think. It's just sort of lost somewhere in limbo. So to sum up, guys, Christopher Robin could have been something really special, but sadly the tone is very muddled and I felt a little bit empty whilst watching this. As someone who falls somewhere in the middle of who this film is aimed at, you know, on one side you've got the kids and the other side you've got the middle-aged. I'm somewhere here. And yeah, this film didn't speak to either my inner child or the grumpy old man that I will inevitably become, because this film isn't silly enough for kids, but it's also not emotionally impactful enough for adults, okay? It's just kind of lost. And so let's ask those three questions. Would I watch this again? Gotta say, guys, honestly, I'm not gonna bother watching this again. Once was enough. It was a passable enough yarn, but yeah, nothing I would ever go, oh yeah, I want to watch this again. Even with my future kids, they probably wouldn't say, oh yeah, we should all sit down and watch Christopher Robin. There's probably a bunch of other Winnie the Pooh movies that we would watch before we ended up watching this one. Would I recommend it for you guys? To be honest, no. I don't think there's enough in this film to please either kids or adults, and I don't think it's something you need to spend your money on. If you can watch it on a streaming service at some point for free, wait till then. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? Well, it still does have terrific performances and voice work. The CGI is very good, and the costumes are also great. And I can't fault the fact that the production design and the cinematography do feel very twee and very fitting of the whole Winnie the Pooh series. But yeah, there's a lot of problems with the script and the tone, and yeah, it's not that memorable, to be honest. So I'm going to give Christopher Robin a score of 4.5 out of 10. But as always, I'm just one person with an opinion. I want to know what your opinion is, guys. Have you seen Christopher Robin? Did you like it? Did you not? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you. And as always, guys, if you do like this content, you can hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.